Yo, what up? What up? Happy Tuesday. Happy pre-Christmas. I'm all done with all my Christmas shopping. I think I got like two more things left, but nonetheless, we are. Well, I am. I think Vinny's gonna show up in a little bit. Marcus has a Christmas party to go to. I call bullshit on that, but um, and I evidently it looks like Ralph bought a castle in the middle of Iceland, and he sold like two NFTs that he like bought a month ago, cashed out all his Pepe, and has left us. Just kidding. He's around here somewhere. But USC Ralph, hope all is well. Hope everyone else is doing good on the live show. I know we got some other shows going on today, so we'll try and keep this one fairly quick here. I guess how's everyone's Tuesday going so far? Mine's going pretty good. Yeah, just trying to get a couple more show, or actually this is the last show, but we'll probably do before the Christmas holiday. But yeah, I just want to do one more before that holiday is going on. I know Marcus was really eager to get one more in before we hit Christmas. So I appreciate everyone who's going to come through in a little bit. But yeah, let's just see here. Just give me a second here. I'm just trying to message some people. Yeah, how's everyone's day going? I know everyone's just trying to catch up on all of their Christmas shop and all that. We are gonna try and do a giveaway if we get 20 people in the chat. I'm gonna give away a sealed video game, a PS3 video game. I'm pretty high in these PS3 games now, man. Just because the buy-in's so low. What's up, Mike Baker? Yo, what up, Upstart? Hailing name from Hawaii. Thanks for joining in. You might want to get some water to house that castle. There's a volcano happening outbreak right now. Well, he left us, so I don't know what else to tell him. But no, I'm just kidding. He's around here somewhere, man. I wouldn't say he's in the trenches, quote unquote, but he's around here somewhere. I got a little haircut for Christmas. I'm gonna be out of town for the weekend, so just want to get all lined up before I did that. I do cut my own hair though, by the way, everyone. I don't know if anyone knows that, but yeah, it saves me like $100 like a month or two, you know. But yeah, kind of a short show today. I don't have a lot to talk about. Comic book wise, I don't have a ton. I have a few things though. Just talking with Trey. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but Trey, I hope you're doing good. Hey, what's up, Kingdom of Nerds? I'm not sure if you're doing a show later on this week, but hit me up. I'll try and stream through. I've been trying to go through all your content, man. You got a ton of stuff, but yeah, just playing on the rewind. So hopefully, I'm hoping you're helping your numbers there. But yeah, if you guys aren't following Kingdom of Nerds, I'm sure you all are. His channel is exploding, almost 1,000 followers, and he started just not too long ago. So, man, I personally I don't have enough knowledge about Japanese video games, but I am totally keeping an eye on it for it. I'm going to show one later in the show. I wasn't originally going to do it, but yeah, I'll show a copy of one that I want to get Vinny's take on it too when he comes on. It's considered a reprint, I'm pretty sure, of a pretty well-known video game, but Vinny's really good at Japanese stuff. So yeah, of course, man, anytime. So yeah, just some news here real quick. I just wanted to. This is kind of an odd thing because this isn't just happening in. This isn't just happening in the game industry, but man, there's so many hacks in like anything content. Like there's no secrets anymore. I guess Insomniac Games got hacked, and their whole entire slate of 2024 video games and when they're coming out like came to fruition on Twitter or something. Yeah, nothing's sacred anymore, man. Like I work in financial services, and we get kind of these. I would say we don't get hacked, but you basically get these phishing emails to see if we're aware of how you can get hacked and all that. But dude, it's crazy, man. Like I don't get it. Like there's just so much. I mean, I guess the good thing is we kind of know what's coming out in 2024 and for Insomniac Games, but it just kind of leaves the surprise like gone. I don't really watch trailers anymore just because I kind of want to be surprised. But yeah, this is something that I just thought was fascinating news. Not so much going to help your collecting or whatnot, but maybe this actually might help your collecting wise versus comic book stuff. if we know what's coming out in 2024 as far as video games, like for example, if we know, what's coming out for a new Wolverine game, for example, and we know that Wolverine is going to be the central character in that video game, as well as I don't know, as well as like, let's see, like X-23 showing up in the video game, that might help your spec in comic books to the video game. I don't think we're there yet. I think it's just because a lot of the audience in video games they don't necessarily read comics, but I really think the writing in, especially in this new Spider-Man 2 game, I've streamed a ton of Spider-Man 2. It was the funnest game I've played, honestly, in the past like 5 years. But there are a lot of null references in there. Venom's the main character. The story was just phenomenal. They did kind of something different with Venom, but it still worked. Honestly, it's better. It's Insomniac Games wrote the new video game Spider-Man 2 game better than Sony could have ever done. I really enjoyed it just because of the gameplay was awesome, but the character development was really good too. And they did it with, they did a lot of time in it and all that stuff. So, yeah. So all right, I'm gonna message these guys real quick. Okay, cool. Oh, there he is. Hold on, I'm gonna remove this. Oh.
Yo.
Speak of the devil. What's going on, Vinny?
What's up, man? I lost track of time. I thought we started at 9, and then I just like started bagging and boarding books, and then I forgot what it was.
Bagging and boarding books. Oh, cool. Good stuff, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. Busy, yeah. but starting to slow down finally at the end of the year.
Yeah, seriously, it's like that weird kind of like combo of like there's a lot of stuff going on, but like it's slowing down too. It's like, I don't know. It's like I'm super busy, but I'm not, but
yeah, it's somewhere in between. Like there's definitely things to do, but it's not, I don't know. I feel like I'm mentally clocking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought today was Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Dude. I was like, no, my God, it's Wednesday's tomorrow. Like,
dude, you got a few more days.
I got a few hours, no, it's all good. But yeah, I just mentioned this kind of just news I ran across, but yeah, I guess Insomniac got hacked and their brand new slate of 2024 games is like coming out, and it's, I don't know. I just thought it was bonkers because like, nothing's like sacred anymore. Like everyone's just putting shit out there, and it's, one way you could look at it, it's kind of frustrating, right? Like, you kind of want to be surprised, or like, I'm sure the developers want to surprise people, but I was just talking, it could help spec. I don't know. Like, I definitely bought some books after playing the brand new Spider-Man game, just for collector's sake, but I don't know if that'll ever, I don't know if like video game spec will ever flow into comic books, but who knows, because
it might, man. You never know, dude. People, you never know. I mean, you got comic people moving into toys and in video games, right? So it might flow the other way. You never know.
The stories are just so rich. I mean, like, I know you can't just pop into like a video game and watch it for 2 hours and then like, it's like a 50-hour game, right? But but the stories itself, I mean, they're really good. So yeah, I've been talking about Spider-Man 2 for like ever, and it got me into playing games again, honestly. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I did buy a Xbox 4, which is technically my wife's present to me for Christmas. So I just am not opening it yet, but I am gonna I'm gonna be jumping on Modern Warfare with you guys eventually.
Oh, I just jumped out.
You jumped out? What do you mean?
I'm done with it, man.
What do you mean you're done with it? You just played for like a week.
I know, dude. I'm done. I got rid of it.
It's not your cup of tea.
It's, Wade, who's like, he's gone on the show with us before, and he's not into Modern Warfare stuff either, because like, you get shot once, you're like done, and he just doesn't like that kind of like play. And like, it was fun for a while. Like, actually playing with Marcus was like pretty fun, but like he's like 60 levels ahead of me, and so I was trying to level myself up, and I was just like, I just wasn't finding any like enjoyment out of it. And
Mhm.
the only time it's fun is if like you're playing with like a buddy,
Whoops.
and
That was
yeah.
I guess when I write on this, it's under you.
Oh, I was like, wow, AI, what's happening here? That was Vinny. That's weird. That's weird. That's awesome. That's cool.
I think because I signed up under your StreamYard one day, so I just like I have it here. So
Oh, okay. No worries. It's all good. I was like, I was like, oh my god, that's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. Speaking of though, I'm glad that you showed up because I wanted to. I texted you this, but you know, our stream of text messages probably got lost under like one of Marcus's dirty memes or something.
yeah.
So I got sent this by Fedora a week ago,
Okay.
and it's Snatcher, which you know, first video game by the Metal Gear Solid or writer, what have you. So it's kind of a weird spec, right? But
Really?
oh yeah, Snatcher,
I didn't know that.
the Sega CD is the first. What's his? I can't. I'm gonna butcher his name, but
Kojima.
Kojima. Yeah, so Kojima's first video game was Snatcher on Sega CD. It goes for like, I think it goes for like 800 CIB to 1200 depending on grade, but this is a Snatcher PlayStation 1, so after obviously their first game came out, but it's sealed for 250.
Huh.
So it's a weird spec, right? Because you're not really specking on the game, you're specking on like a legend of video games essentially.
Yeah.
But
Well, hold on. This did not precede Metal Gear. This came out after.
yeah, correct.
So
Yeah,
so Snatcher came out, Metal Gear came out hold on. The first iteration of Metal Gear, I'm trying to think. Hold on. I think it was 87. Yeah, it was 87. So Snatcher came out 88. 88.
but
But
Kojima didn't write the first Metal Gear though, right? He
I
wrote
think
the
he did.
first.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Because
Yeah.
because I've heard that he did not write the NES version of Metal Gear Solid.
He did the MSX version, and I think that all of them came from that. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, because the NES version was a modified version of the MSX 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima.
Okay. Huh.
But with that being said, I mean, now, I'm going to do more digging on this. Obviously, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just looking at like Wikipedia and looking at release dates and stuff like that.
Sure.
But even still, I think it's very interesting to get like another game by such a like prolific creator. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So no, I wasn't even aware of this game. It's not even on my radar.
Yeah, here I'll pull up another one. This may your search. So yeah, here's
Wow. Oh, Sega CD came first?
supposedly that's why this game goes for more. But yeah, this here I'll do I have it on our slides? And let me just see real quick. Okay, don't have it in our slides. Okay, I can do this.
So Snatcher, hold on. So did Sega CD come out first? Is that what you're saying?
Supposedly Sega CD came out. This game came out before the Kojima Metal Gear series, is what I understand, which is why it's worth so much. Here, let me see.
I'm seeing because I'm looking at Game Facts now. Also, if anybody is interested in looking for release dates,
Game
site,
Fact?
yeah, Game FAQS .gamespot.com is a good one to kind of look at. It's a little bit more accurate than Wikipedia.
Okay.
But that one's saying 12/23/88, and if we look at Metal Gear, sorry, man, I'm not trying.
No, well, because I've seen and like watched on like
Yeah.
social media, and like they say that this is like his first released game, like before, and it precedes Metal Gear. But
No, let's revisit this next
okay,
week or next time we jump on. But I'll definitely take a look at it. But just from what I'm seeing, the dates don't really align.
that makes sense. Okay, well then I wonder if it's just rare, and I know it's rare as hell because, well, actually, a friend of mine, he had one, he sold it to a local spot here for like $30 along with like a
Oh,
bunch of other
really?
stuff. Yeah, like he just didn't know. I mean, it's just, I mean, I'd never even heard of the game, like gameplay wise, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's definitely like a collector's kind of game that people like to, like, if you see the garage sale or something, like pick it up. A CIB is for $800. I mean, are you kidding me? Like that's absurd, for a Sega
That's
CD
crazy.
game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Um,
No, that's good to know. Yeah, I never knew about that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
maybe I'll dig a little more into it as well. But yeah, if you find something else about that, or just um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
because
definitely
like,
gonna dig in and try to figure it out.
okay, cool. Let's see here. All right, I guess let's get into the slides. I know Marcus is at a Christmas party, but it's all good. Let me do one more thing here. I just want to make sure I have that. Hold on, I had something set up. This One Piece.
That's
One
so weird. I feel
Piece.
like I've typed in the chat before and it's not been you being logged in like this. This is weird. I
That's
don't know.
kind of funny.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
don't
good.
know.
Romance. Oh, come on. You know what? I'm going to do this. This looks cooler anyway. Give me a second, guys. I apologize. Where the hell is it? I had it all set up, and then I closed the freaking link. So that was my own ass. Where the hell is it?
Oh, so did you did you look at my Instagram story?
No,
Last
what was it?
So I went to, I think, were you on the episode when I talked about Beeple, like when I went to the Beeple event the first time?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
So I got invited to, if anybody doesn't know who's listening, Beeple is basically most famous for being a fine artist. I guess he's really like, he started out as like a graphic designer and moved to like, doing animation, and he started working with like a bunch of like entertainers, and but he's kind of like a fine artist who does print and like he does like normal like paintings, but then he also does a lot of graphics and visuals,
Right.
motion. So he ended up creating an NFT during like the big NFT craze and selling one of his pieces of art at Christie's auction house for $69 million. So he became this big deal, right? So he basically, I saw he sold another piece for 28 million, like right after that. So he's just mega rich. He lives in Charleston. He ended up buying a warehouse and just converting it into this sick, art studio, gallery, event space. So I went to one of his events before, and I guess like just some of the key things about it are that you had these guys with these super expensive, hyper realistic masks of like Elon Musk and Andy Warhol and
Oh,
Mark
yeah.
Zuckerberg and Kim
Yeah.
Jong Un and just everybody walking around. And the other kind of hallmark of the event for me was you go into this big room after you go into the gallery, and there's every single wall has these big screens. The ceiling has screens. The columns have screens. The tables have screens, like everything. And at some point, he comes out to do a live, art piece, and these QR codes started bouncing around the screens.
Right.
And if you caught the right one, you would essentially get a $20,000 NFT of his art right on the spot, and or a minimum of 20,000, which it still is right now. So after he finishes his piece, then he has printers in the ceiling, and it started printing out these limited edition prints from the ceiling. So, everybody's like jumping, trying to get these prints. And I have a few from the last one. I got some from this one as well, but just to show y'all, I mean, it's like the equivalent in my mind, honestly, because he's gotten so big in the space. It's the equivalent in my mind of like going to a Banksy event and, or like right under Banksy, you know what I mean? And like
right.
getting all these things from it, right? So, like last time I got him framed, but like, these prints fell and he was signing them afterwards. So you could just go right up to him and get them signed. So I got that one. I got this one that's like 33 out of 180. And then
wow. That's a random number.
Yeah. And then, but that's what it was 180 that fell from the ceiling.
Oh, from this. Okay.
And then this one was 5 out of 6, which is crazy. So that's
5
it.
out of 6?
Yeah. So he just does.
That's cool.
So there were just 6 of these and they fell, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Now, the funny thing is, he had Santa Elon. Like, so there was a guy in an Elon mask. He had like the Santa hat on. And this is going to be really disgusting. But he said he was giving out crappy gifts at the event.
Oh my God.
So Santa Elon had a bag and he started handing out all these things. So inside the box was this.
Oh my God.
This was in the box, signed by Beeple, right? I'm assuming it's like chocolate or something.
I hope to God it's chocolate.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm going to wash my hands after I do this part. But then with it came like this certificate of authenticity. So it says, Crypto Winter Wonderland, quote, every skid mark is like a beautiful, unique snowflake. And then it says, skid stains Beeple Underwear. I certify that I wore these underwear and that this is authentic fecal particulate residue of my biological fecal matter, verifiable through DNA analysis, now available for general human collection. Edition of 250 plus 3 AP, artist poopy.
What do you even do with that, man?
I don't know. So,
well, we're losing watchers. I'm out.
But yeah, no, it was like very funny. I was not expecting that to be the crappy gift. I just thought they would just be, like a rock,
sure,
shitty things. But
yeah, a rock.
But yeah, no, people were like grabbing several of them, and I honestly, as ridiculous as it sounds, I think it is actually like a limited art piece by him, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Should I frame it? I don't know what you. I don't know what you do with it.
Man,
I don't know what you do with it. My wife has already said I'm not displaying this in the house, so I get it. Nice.
Nice, Brad. Thanks for coming through. I don't know.
No, it was a fun event. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's the world of NFTs and art. Everyone is open to interpretation is what I was trying to say. So
yeah, I think remember I think it was a year or two ago at Art Basel where they taped the banana to the wall, and somebody bought it for some ungodly amount of money, and then I was like, wait, so what happens when the banana rots? You just take another banana and you just tape it to the wall, but you're paying for the certificate of authenticity. It's like the most ridiculous thing.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're 100% right. He's probably like the Andy Warhol of like, or one of the Andy Warhols of like, or Banksy or I'm butchering. This is my little knowledge of these amazing artists, right? You're probably right though, as far as like recognition, but I mean, like that's fecal matter underwear. It's just like, because it's not. I don't know enough about
shock value, right? I think a lot of I think a lot of art pieces, when you look at them, there's something off or strange or something that's grotesque or something that, like, look at Ron English. Every Ron English piece, it's like Mickey Mouse, but it's got like this ugly grin on it, right? Or something grotesque. So it's interesting. It's definitely a conversation piece. It's disgusting, but it's definitely like a conversation.
Incredibly disgusting.
Yeah.
Let's look at my dad's draws, you know, like.
So we'll see. Trey was making fun of me. He was like,
as he should.
Yeah, absolutely. As he should. He was like, Vinny's gone, off the rails. And you know what? I probably have.
Like when people say they got crap, like we just have boxes of crap. Like you literally do have it. Like you have it.
Yeah.
And it's worth money to someone, right?
Yeah.
Street food is good, says Ziploc it. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, unfortunately, we don't have a section for underwear, but maybe if there's enough like
down the line, we'll
do it. We'll do
weirder things to spec on.
Weird. That's some spec right there, man. Cool. Well, we're about 25 minutes into the show. I want to thank Vinny for coming through, man. It's been a while since we've talked. I was texting the guys the other day, like when Marcus and I we did the show yesterday. It was just fun, man. Like we were just kind of kicking it and kind of missed doing this, and hopefully I'll be able to come through. But appreciate you coming through. Appreciate the 11 live before Christmas coming through. I need 9 more so I can give away this PS3 sealed Injustice copy. It's in really good condition, nice. Honestly. So
which one is that?
It's nice. The PS3 Injustice. So it's sealed. I bought this for like $5.
Nice.
Yeah, a while back. Yeah, I just been kind of getting the enjoyment of video games lately, and PS3 was kind of like my favorite, system out of the 5 that have come out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've just been collecting these PS3s, just kind of diving a little bit more into it, and yeah, man, let's get into the show.
Cool.
1 second. All right, let's see. First and foremost, so I don't have a lot for trading cards so much as just if you're in the market to either buy some for yourself or for a loved one, like a nephew or your daughter, son, whomever, niece, whoever wants it. The newer packs are on sale at Best Buy for $2.99 up until I think this Friday. So I know there's a couple of chase cards in Obsidian Flames. There's like 3 different Charizards you're looking for. So Vinny, I know you're trying to get your son into, collecting or just trying to check out Pokemon. I think the Obsidian Flames set's probably my favorite set of the year as far as the cards that are in it.
Okay.
But yeah, $2.99 a pack, man. I mean, usually their retail is like $4.50, but bestbuy.com, you can. I've been just like pre-ordering them and then picking them up at the store. That way, it's like secure. You don't have to deal with any like lines or anything like that. But it's kind of like as supplies are limited, so if you're in the market for that. And then something I just kind of was curious about. I haven't heard a lot about Lorcana. Have you?
I haven't, aside from all that, hype a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I did see Lorcana in Best Buy the other day when I was in there, and I was like, should I buy a couple packs of this? Because weren't people like, wasn't it like impossible to get for a while? Like,
yeah. So I talked to a card shop that they basically like they're really mom and pop, like but they have everything. So I figured if they had it, if anyone were to have it, they would have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the company, and you may know this, and probably people in the chat mistake you if I'm wrong, but like the company that like printed out, like that was in charge of distribution of this Lorcana set, they're like a board game company. And so when typically you do like a 10,000 unit run or something of like, this is an example. Well, they were thinking in board game numbers, and they only did like 5,000, and instead of allocating like, I don't know, like a case to a store, they were doing like half a case to a store. So the initial run was very, very small. However, they were going to release another like kind of basically another issue like right afterwards, or like a month or two to catch up with demand. And so, but they weren't going to say like this is the second edition of this set. It was just another release, right? So I think that kind of I didn't do enough research into the recent prices of the set, but the promos are still holding okay. They're not as strong as they were last year. But this new set, Rise of the Bloodborne, there's a couple chase cards, like there's a different version of Mulan, I believe. but they're not as hot as the initial set.
The first set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cody's played it. He's in the chat, and he said that it's pretty fun. However, I think there's a lot more people that play Magic the Gathering and Pokemon even.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard anyone playing this game. Have you heard of anyone playing the game?
I haven't heard of anybody playing it. And I was actually in a Target today and I saw MetaZoo in there and I was like, I wonder if anybody's playing that either.
I've never heard anyone play MetaZoo. I have no idea how it works.
I think the problem is with these new games, they're hyping them up so much like for the value that like how are people going to buy them? And the demand is too high as well, right? Like the demand out the gate is too high. People are paying a lot of money for them, you know, to keep, to flip, to not play. So without actually playing the game, I just don't think these things are sustainable, you know?
Yeah. Magic has they're really smart. At least they were a few years back where they'd have like 5 different editions. And then they would say, you can't use that card anymore. So you couldn't, so the demand for like a particular, like the Jin, for example, you couldn't use it in like zone 1 or like regulation 2. I forgot the exact terminology, but so it made the playability of it like no longer, but the collectability was like, oh, it's very high, but they're not selling that card anymore in sets. And so the strategy of Magic the Gathering was basically like to make those cards worthless so they could sell, so they bring more people into the game. Where I don't see that much with like this new Arcano game, of course. And I mean, Pokemon's still pretty cheap, you know. I mean, $2.99 packs pretty affordable, obviously, right? But you know, Pokemon comes out with a new set like every 2 months too, so it's like overprinted, but like because like you said, demand's met, you know, which is good for the longevity of the game. So I still think the big two, obviously, your Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. This Arcana deal, like to have a third is kind of tough. But your opinion may change in a second here, but because this is what I wanted to share. So One Piece is like, I mean, they've been hot for a while. This case of this essentially is like the first wave of One Piece sold for 15K, 63 bits or 11,000. Sorry. So this is basically like your alpha of this One Piece series. I think booster boxes are going for like $1,000, but you know, just with, again, kind of talking about like Lorcana being longevity of like the product, I wouldn't be too worried about buying a booster box of this for like 500 to 750 and just putting it away for 10 years. I know it sounds really weird, but it's kind of like the thought process we're going through nowadays, as opposed to like flipping here and there. But you know, One Piece is like so popular in Japan, and kids are loving this show. And actually the live action is not too bad. You don't have to watch the anime to get into it, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of tempted to like try and find a good deal for this first print of One Piece and just sock it away for a long time. What do you think?
I don't think it's a bad move at all. I mean, One Piece is massively popular in Japan, so I don't think you're going to go wrong with it.
Yeah.
At all.
I'm kind of like jaded by the whole like ripping open like packs now, and like there's still that nostalgia factor of like having a sealed something, especially when it comes to like packs, right? So I'm kind of leaning that way towards everything nowadays. Anyway, great everything.
Great everything. Yeah. I actually I've talked about that the fine artist Takashi Murakami.
Yeah.
And he actually dropped some cards a week ago. That were kind of like a play off of his NFT project, but it was different art, and it was called Murakami Flowers. And he had 12 packs like this, boxes like this Arcana box of cards that you could order. You could order up to 12 if you were a flower holder. And dude, these things went out within minutes. They were sold out. I couldn't even get on the webpage to buy them, and
Mhm.
then he did a second sale of the
Wow.
Japanese language version of the game. That sold out within 1 minute, not even, maybe 30 seconds. And so that might be something to just keep your eye on. There's a retail release coming in, I think January 12th, I believe.
Mhm.
So it might be worth keeping an eye on that. They also he did a he has an exhibit going on at the Asian Art Museum in San Francisco right now, and on I think it was December 14th or 15th, he did everybody who came in who bought a ticket would get a card, like a card in a case.
Wow.
And so it was a card in a case in an envelope, and there were people there buying 20 tickets at $35 a pop to just to get a shit ton of those promo cards.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
not a bad. That's not. I mean, I'd be all for that for sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, just while we're on the subject of cards,
Yeah.
I would keep your eyes on that. I think I don't know if it's going to be a hot game, but I think it's going to be a hot commodity.
I mean, yeah. Again, like, I mean, you guys were going. You and Wade were talking about it, and like, I was just like, man, this is like so fat. Like, this is cool to me. His art's just like, it's just very simple, but it's like bright and colorful. It's like it's kind of fun. I get why people like it. So, I mean, I don't mind that play at all. It makes sense from like, I could assume like a fan would just like, they could PSA it, or they could Beckett grade, or what, CGC, whatever you want, and then just like frame it, So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? Shoot. Yeah, it's just I think it's a good play. So definitely worth watching for sure. Definitely worth watching.
Yeah, guys, just like search for it like on Google and just do the research. I'm definitely gonna I was trying to look it up just as you were talking, but
Yeah, I mean, just the way those sold out within literally a minute, it was crazy. So what's going on, Marcus?
What's up, Marcus?
Hello.
How was the party? Was it good? Did they have good food?
They had good food. It's actually a bowling alley. I didn't know that, but it was a bowling alley. I'm there. Vinny, it is great to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Do you still have chlamydia 19?
No, but I have this.
I'm super jealous.
I can't tell if he's being serious or not.
No, I'm dead ass. Those are Beeple like underwear. Like, I'm super jealous. It's like he gave them away, bro. Like, that was the thing. Yo, what did he say? What that just popped up? He said something about. Oh yeah, I can see I'm not going to that, but that's
street food's in Hawaii, so yeah, he knows everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Hawaii.
awesome.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And I meant to mention those Murakami cards are made by the same manufacturers of Pokemon cards. So.
Oh, okay.
So did you give me a set?
No, I missed out on the entire thing, dude. I tried twice to get them, and they sold out within a minute. So retail release January 12th, I think.
You think we can get them on the bay?
I have not seen any listed yet, except for just the ones from the museum, from the Jessai Museum in Japan and the one in San Francisco. That's it. Yeah.
Man, it is great to have half of us back.
Yeah.
Vinny, me, Ferdbird, the nerd, who don't play Call of Duty.
I was just saying, dude, I'm done with the game, man. I'm retired of the game.
No, you just wait till Christmas when Vinny opens his, and then we'll all get on.
He did, man. I can't. I'm done.
Did you sell it or something, or is it gone?
I sold it. I got so annoyed. I just sold it. I'm done with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any logical sense.
I'm a pretty illogical person.
Oh, okay. Say less. At least you know.
I mean, it's a miracle I'm married. Like that kind of thing. It's a miracle. Oh, Vinny left. Vinny couldn't take it anymore.
Pokemon sale at Best Buy. When is this? Is this now?
Yeah. So Best Buy extended their sale. So Pokemon packs of Obsidian, Paldea, and the other one. What's the other one called? Anyway, $2.99 a pack. So if you're in the market to just grab a stack of those, or at Best Buy, $2.99 a pack.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one. I'll just brush on this quickly, and then I'll revert back to the Wembanyama stuff that I found out this past
I knew it.
week.
Should have just graded the magazine. I
Yeah.
told y'all that. I told y'all to grade the magazine. I'm going to grade the magazine.
Oh, yeah, smart. You're very smart.
Yeah.
This 2023 class that came out for baseball. So the MLB draft boxes came out. Max Clark, in my opinion, he was like the 4th or 5th pick in the draft of a very strong class. I mean, 3 guys already got, called up. The later half of this draft has a lot of prospects. I would recommend buying boxes or like 1 or 2 and just putting them away for 3 to 4 years. Buying the singles. I can't. There's a thing with me and like just sports cards in general. Like from this point on, I see so many of these breakers like getting the hits. They're getting like these 1 of 1s. They're getting these 5 of 5s, right? And it just doesn't seem like legitimate anymore to get those like super high chase cards.
They're getting them too often.
Yeah, right. And it's always the same 4 or 5 dudes. So it's like, and it's always like right when the set comes out. It's not like a month or 2 or 3. It's like, oh, the set just came out 4 hours ago. Guess what? I got the 1-on-1 Bowman, Tom Brady, like, whatever. Yada yada.
Did you see how fast that Lord of the Rings ring?
Exactly. Perfect example, right?
Yeah, that's a great example. That Lord of the Rings 1 ring came up so fast, and the dude had it on YouTube. Like, I think the boxes went live 1 week, and then like the following week, you see the dude's hand shaking as he got the card, and he knew his life was going to change. $2 million from Post Malone.
Yeah.
For that Lord of the Rings card. I started looking, I said, well, shit, this little card I got is like 1 on 1,000. I hope I can get $50 for this ring.
I mean, I'm just trying to think about stuff that we see in entertainment or in music markets. They got to be sending these packs to them to like build hype around the set, right? I mean, the ones that, especially the ones with the hits, there's got to be something going on because it doesn't make any sense for them to be that lucky.
And like every set, it's not just like baseball. It's like every set, right? So I mean, I think you can still get the autographs. You can still get like the 1 in 50s and 25s. That's for like the, for the commoners, I guess, quote unquote. But I'd buy them singles. I wouldn't try and like rip open a case of these and try and get it. It's just too risky. And I mean, Marcus, me and Trey a while back, like I said before, I mean, this is ad nauseum, but I'm just saying it again. Like, Trey opened up a $120 box of Bowman mega boxes. He didn't get shit in it, and he was like, "Well, I just threw away $120," and he got the box for like $30. So I think your investment's better. Just keep it sealed. Buy the singles. In my opinion, this guy's probably gonna. This is me prospecting, obviously. I think he's gonna be the gem of the crop. He's still like 19, and he hits power, left field, Detroit, all that good stuff.
Let me say this too while we're talking about cards.
Yeah.
If you're a Magic the Gathering person, and I hope I didn't miss this or step out of place because I know we're in sports right now.
Yeah.
Magic the Gathering is having their secret lair, secret versary. So I think you go to the secret lair website on Magic the Gathering, and I think it's like $4.99 for like all the foils of a certain thing. And I think for every 200 you get a card, God of the Locust or the Locust God or whatever the case may be. What I'm still doing research on it, but what I would tell you guys is that these cards are starting to go up in price. So let's say $4.99, yeah, like that right there, and you get the Locust God card for every 200 that's spent. I don't think everybody knows about this or is up on this because it's not sold out yet. I think you still got a couple of days before they shut it down, and then when they shut it down, it kind of goes away for good. But like I jumped in Secret Lair because I was upset with Magic the Gathering because I was like, man, these cards are going crazy. So I ordered the first set that ever came out of Secret Lair with the OMG kittens and and all of that, other good jazz. And I mean, it's slowly just starting to go. What I'm learning about Magic is that it's just slow drip. It's a slow drip thing, but it makes money. That Magic stuff does not go away. It makes money. So I just kind of want to put you guys on that because I know that.
No, that's awesome, dude.
I think I may pull the trigger on that.
Because legitimately, I mean, we in the previous slide we were just talking about Magic the Gathering's king for actually playing the game and having people continue to play it and a price point, all that. So collectability is still there for Magic the Gathering, right? But they still have the players that still play the game.
And you can play these cards, the cards that you get in the secret lair. I think you can play them. I think they're able to be used. I don't know in what way. They got a way to play them though. Like you can play them.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not like
cool.
they're just cool cards. Like you can actually
get them into the
game with them. I don't know necessarily tournament or however, because I'm not a Magic player, but definitely you can play in game with this. But I'm looking at the Locust God. If you're only getting this for every 200 that you're spending, and the set in and of itself is $4.99, so essentially you're getting 2 of these little Locust God cards. It's a promo card. If you know how Magic goes and the promo cards, you know what I'm saying? You just think Black Orchid, you think, or Black Lotus, excuse me, you know, all of those kind of things.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that you'll look back and be like, okay, it was a promo. A lot of people ain't ordering this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you want to spend, $500 on a set of cards that are just cool? They're doing themes. I think some of it is Jurassic Park, Doctor Who. I think one of the sets is Tomb Raider, Lara Croft.
That's cool.
It's a bunch of cards that that you can that they have, and then you get the the Locust God in it. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out here for people to process.
Well, speaking of throwing stuff out, we got Dak in the chat, part of the crew tonight. What's up, Dak? How you doing today?
Good, man. How are you? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Appreciate you coming through. And
glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, for sure, man. So
Jack, are you naked?
I'll put myself on camera. Give me 1 second.
Amazing. Because
he didn't answer the question though. Is he naked or not?
He's gonna put on clothes.
He's put on clothes now. Okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna go put myself.
Not ready. He's not ready.
I'm not ready.
If you're shy, man, it's all good. I mean, I think one time we had Matrix Comics and he had just his logo, but anyway, it's your discretion. All right. Oh, okay, here we go.
Here we are. Hello.
Very cool, man.
Where are you, sir?
So Dak, where you from, man? Or whereabouts are you from?
Yeah, I live in Chicago right now. I've been here for about 2 years.
Cool.
Moved here, from Atlanta, so that's where I met Vinny.
Cool.
Vinny and I became good friends after we randomly met at at a swap meet.
It was a high-end swap meet, like comic swap meet.
What does that even mean?
Dude, it was ridiculous. It was just something, I saw it in Craigslist one day and I was like, oh, let me just go to it. And it was like these dealers, like one dealer had like all these Golden Age books. This other guy had all this Golden Age horror. It was Dak. And then there was it was just everybody pretty much had like these crazy books. Dak had all the moderns. Everybody else had just ridiculous books.
Vince brought out some good stuff. I was looking at his table and I saw a lot of cool books and I was like, where'd you get this shit? And he's like, oh, I just got them from random places. But he had like some nice books. And that's when I'm like, okay, this guy's he knows his stuff. So then I'm like, hey, let's you want to go to a con together? And that's what happened, man. We just went to local cons together and
cool.
That's how we became good friends that way.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts because I guess it was meant to be like, you just go and you show. It's kind of like a show and tell, but you can also trade. But everybody kept trying to buy my books, and I was like, I thought I was just bringing books to show people, but I guess not. Like, like because I think I brought like like I was buying like low grade like Tales of Suspense 39s and stuff like that. So I brought a bunch of those books, kind of like the first time bringing out some of the books I had been buying back in like 2016 and 17, and yeah, so I was like, I don't think I want to get rid of these books, guys. I was like, I just brought them to show and tell.
Did you get rid of those books eventually, Vince? I mean, the ones that were they were coverless, right? A couple of them were coverless.
Oh, I did. I sold a few last year. It was weird. You guys are never going to believe this, right? But 2016, and I got the receipts still. But 2016, I bought a coverless, meaning no front cover, but there was a back cover, right? So AF-15, Hulk #1, Tales of Suspense 39, what's Journey into Mystery 83, all the main books, Avengers 1, like every Silver Age.
You were sitting on that kind of money at the time. AF-15, a Hulk #1.
Here's the crazy thing: the AF-15 was 2,500. The Hulk 1 was like 500. All these were like $300 to $400 for the rest of the books.
Yeah,
bro, you got it from a crackhead off the street. He stole in one of them storage wars.
I'll tell you, dude. I still have PayPal receipts, eBay receipts in my email.
That's so weird.
I still look back at it to this day, and I'm like, what just happened? But I think the thing was that they were coverless, so people were just like, yeah, whatever. Let's just, it doesn't matter how much we get for them because they're not worth anything anyways. But that was kind of my entry point into all those key books, initially.
My entry point.
I remember when I had a true story. I actually have 3 AF-15s, one for each of my kids. I have 3 AF-15s, and the first one that I got, it was a 1.8. It was a 1.8. And this is when I first jumped into comics early, right? I really didn't understand, and I knew I'd got a great, because this was right before. I mean, AF-15 always been a big book, but at a 1.8, I mean, I think you could have bought that book like at like $5,000 at the time or something like that for.
When did you get in? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Marcus, right?
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Okay.
but not.
Yo, I will say, working with rappers, it is hilarious because people will literally be like, "Yo, I'm Daddy."
Lil Webby.
Yeah.
Like, Lil Boosie.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, you'd be like, "Yo, you're 45, putting Little in front of your name, bro." Like, I just.
What do you do? What do you call them when they say that? When they're like, "My name is,"
Yeah, delicious. You know what I'm saying? little delicious. You just be like, brother, what's your government name? Reginald. Poindexter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What was your question, Dak? I'm sorry.
I was going to ask you, when'd you get in? When'd you get into collecting?
Man, I got into collecting. My oldest son, who was 23, he was 11, and he wanted to draw characters. So I couldn't even shit. I mean, what is that? 2011, because he was born in 2000. So 2011 is
that was a great time to get in, because I tell everyone back then you could buy. I literally saw the first Wonder Woman Sensation Comics #1 on eBay selling for $2,000.
Yeah.
In 2010, 2011, FFs were like $2,000, $3,000. Amazing Spider-Man #1 I saw literally $1,000, $1,000. Yeah. So it was a great time to get in if you had money. Back then, I had no money. I was a student, so I just kept on looking at these prices, and I was like, "These are going to blow up. These are going to blow up." Like
I was a stripper in 2011.
Sorry.
I said I was a stripper in 2011, so I was still trying to get my money. I was making money.
You should be good then.
You were doing good, man.
I was shaking ass at the strip club. Getting money. getting
You weren't
money.
coming out with thousands?
One more time.
You weren't coming out with thousands every night?
One more time. Your phone is breaking up. What?
What?
Your phone breaking up. Yeah, no. I no. So 2011 was a great year, and it was the first time I really, started making. I've been making like music money for a minute, but 2011 I really started to hit like my peak, like just from an independent space, because I was really like in the independent on the independent side of music, so I was making large chunks of money, and with that, my son was like, "Hey, I want to draw comic book characters," and I was like, "Okay, cool, let's figure that out." So I wasn't even up on comic books at the time in 2011. It wasn't until I jumped in and just started learning about books and how books are putting kids through college at the time. I mean, because some of these earlier like Batmans and Supermans and Action Comics and the tech, just all of that. It was just like, yeah, I've had this book. My grandfather handed it to me, and now I just sold this book for $600,000. I'm like, where the hell this happened at? What books are this? Because it was a thing. Because my son wanted to draw characters, comic book characters. I was like, okay, I need to figure out how can he make money off this. And if you're going to become a big company, now since then he's been bit by the music bug, so he works on music now. But I got bit by the comic book stuff and just collectability and and all of those things. So that's now I'm spending money getting shit from good friends of mine. That good friends of mine. Yes, we'll leave that right there. Just talk to me.
A good friend. A good friend.
Good friends.
Good friend.
Ferd, what about you? What brought you into collecting? I'm just trying to get a little bit about everyone's background as we go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I actually stopped collecting comics up until 2016, 2017, and my nephews actually were into Pokemon, so I had to learn how to play the game and teach them how to play. And I think it was, I mean, I worked at Toys R Us when Pokemon first came out. I fucking hated that stupid thing, just because moms would come in and be like, "Where are the Pokemon cards at?" and like all this stuff. So I hated Pokemon. I couldn't stand it. But my nephews actually got me into it, in 2016, 2017. And I've always been like, I've just always probably played video games, and so I never thought of it as a collectible until Vinny and I met like a year and a half ago. I mean, it was always in the back of my mind, but I'd never thought of like the actual return on it and what to collect. But I feel like that's more my thing. But
I haven't bought one pack of Pokemon cards yet. I have no clue what Pokemon. I know they're valuable, and I know I've watched enough YouTube videos regarding the collectability of the cards, and I never could get into it. At the point where it got really popular, I was like, maybe should I collect? But it was already, all the cards were just so expensive. Yeah, and the packs were so expensive. There's like, 20 or 30 different types of packs out there on the shelves. Which ones do you buy now, right? So it's tough to figure out what to get for someone who's not into it, into the thick of collecting Pokemon cards. But yeah, same with like sports cards and things like that. It's pretty, for someone who is not into the collecting, like into the realm.
Yeah,
it's very hard to get in. Base cards are great, but that's not where you're going to make money, right? From base cards. Like I was just talking to Vinny the other day about the base card Wembanyama from that's not even the first official rookie, but I mean, I heard people were spending $200 for a case of the Prism cards, and you could buy a Wembanyama base card for $30. So why would people pay $200 for a whole box? It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know. There's a lot of things to understand about this, but
yeah, and kind of what I was kind of recommending or alluding to is like there's another part of it too, right? Because like there's breakers that, especially like in sports cards, where just seems like they're always getting like the 1 of 1s or 1 of 5s or the super rare, like the cards are just impossible to get. And so what I've been kind of recommending to people is like, get the single stars if you can afford it, and buy the box, but don't open it, and just wait a few years, right? I think that's kind of true with Pokemon as well. It's really hard to just open up a booster of Pokemon XYZ and make your money back. However, there's just something that people just value in the sealed component of a card. You don't see people like selling sets of cards of like Pokemon sets, but you see them selling like booster boxes for like the same amount as the set goes for. So it is weird, right? It's a really weird kind of nostalgia of it.
I think it also, from what I understand, is the more boxes that are open, the more boxes that are, of course, unopened. So therefore, if there's a chase card or something that is 1 of 25, 1 of 10, or whatever, there's a high probability of those cards being in the unopened, packages. So therefore, the desirability of the unopened packages, is increased.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I think I've noticed. Like that's why over time packages go up, and that's probably, you guys already know that. So
and it's, but at the same time too, I mean, like your logic is like perfect, right? Because you're looking at the prices and you're seeing like, wait a second, like the most expensive card in that set's only $100. Why is this case going for like $300 a box? And I think it's part nostalgia, people like just wanting to like be the one to get that one card. There's that, but after that, that hit, it's like kind of over and the value's gone, lost. And you talk about Wembanyama. So yeah, Marcus, like you were saying, man, I think we talked about this, Vinny, like we were kind of back and forth. Do we try and grade the card and flip it? I got lazy and never graded my card. I think I'm holding on to just like pennies now, but
I think you're still good with the card, like the way you did it, man. Because I was just looking on eBay, and some of the cards just, cut open, really off-centered, are still going for like $150 or so. So, if you have a card that's in decent shape, I think you have a chance of beating out the magazine. The magazine's kind of averaging around 200 each. But I think, I don't know, man. I feel like, it's two different types of collectors. It's collectors that collect cards, and there's collectors who collect magazines. But right now, I think cards is kind of the one that's winning out. I mean, maybe later on down the line, you'll have people who want kind of like a pristine item. But at the end of the day, it's not Wembanyama on the cover of the magazine. So it's like what I bring up all the time about All-Star 8 versus like Sensation 1. All-Star 8 is like a top 3, character of DC, and my book is the exact same price or less than when I bought it back in like 2018. You know what I mean? Because Wonder Woman's not on the cover. So I think there's something about having the card, having it graded. It appeals to the main population of that collecting subset, which is cards, and it's not magazines.
Because there's no question whether or not he's in the magazine or right, or
because it's always going to have a ceiling too, because
you're
never going to have, you could have an off-centered card inside a magazine that'll sell for a similar amount probably as a centered card. Just people just don't know, especially if it's graded.
The way I look at it, guys, is if you have one of the Sports Illustrated magazines with Wembanyama inside, and you look at it and it's off-centered, it's not really good, it's not even remotely centered, I would keep it intact and sell the magazine.
I wish I would have done that. Because this one will grade a BGS 5 sold for $5 the other day.
No.
I swear to God.
Get out here.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Marcus is out. And well, y'all have a good night. Marcus is out.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, it was an auction, 7-day auction. I don't know if it's just bad timing or whatever, but
there's no way, man.
Man, what was Ferg thinking? That was the most terrible move. I can't believe he felt. Is my mic still on?
You know what? I'm just gonna smile. I'm gonna smile at you. All right. Moving on to the next section.
Let's go. What we got for it?
Oh, they are really going for that low, especially the uncentered ones. $41.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I
what
did pay
saying,
cover
man.
price for that stupid thing, but yeah.
And I think it was Vinny just to be fair, either Vinny or Trey, because I know Trey got like 45 copies of the book. But I think it was either Vinny or Trey that said, man, grade the book. I want to say it was Vinny that said grade the book.
Guys, look at this though.
Over
The
the
max, you'll max out at $200-300 on the book. Look at this. If you have the chance of like a PSA 8 just sold on December 11th for $4,163.
Oh, a PSA 8?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
This
see
is
that.
for the book or this is for the card?
The card.
For the card. Yeah.
The Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
The
That's
problem
because
with
all of them are not centered. They're all off centered. They're all
They're not.
Look.
They're not. Some of them are
So
centered.
that's what you're paying for then. If it's a PSA, it's a high grade centered card.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I tried, I did my best to cut or to perforate it, whatever you want to call it. I did a video of it. It's hard. It's super freaking hard because it's not serrated on the bottom of the card.
I think you have to just keep on going back and forth from what I saw.
Yeah.
Just have to keep on going back and forth until it
keep on going. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's frustrating though, because you have to keep going back and forth. And I don't know if I really didn't know if I was doing it right, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, some comic book stuff. I don't have a lot. This is just, I'm just so not wanting to put like $25 to a comic book. I'd rather put it towards a video game, but keeping with that video game kind of concept in the back of my head, these two books are still cover price. Dead by Daylight. Okay, the reason I highlight this book, have you guys heard of this video game before? BT Dubs? No?
I have.
Every 10 to 19-year-old knows this game. They're like, Dead by Daylight. I had this comic book actually sitting out at my house, and a couple kids came over and they were like, oh, do you have that game? I was like, I didn't even know it was a game. And I was like, I'm just reading the comic book. They're like, oh, the game's it's so fun. It's an online player. Like, I play that, or what is it? Fortnite. They play that. So I was like, really? So I'm just picking these up whenever I see them. Skull and Bones. It's another video game. The reason I like this, and Fedora, he's in the chat. He can kind of test this as well. It's a Dark Horse print, and they don't really print a lot of copies. Dark Horse did print out Last of Us 10, 15 years ago. So I don't know. It's really like, it's long-term spec. It's cheap. If you see it if you see it like on a newsstand or at your comic book store, like I say, pick it up. It's a really nice paper. It presents pretty well. So who knows? They may make it a movie or a show one day. Who knows? But anyway, that's kind of my thought process with these comic books, if you will. So
yeah, these are great. This is like low risk, high reward type long-term game, right?
Yeah.
So long-term game. So like, I mean, for something like this, they would be low printed too, right?
Big time.
These have not been heavily printed either. So I don't think I've even run into these books in my local comic stores. So the fact that they're low printed, the fact that they're just a low risk buy, and the fact that they're video games and they could be a future IP for live action, great buys.
Yeah. And they're fairly new. The games are, I think Dead by Daylight, actually the video game, there's a version of the video game that has a Stranger Things like character you can play with. That goes for $90 sealed. So another nostalgia for someone who's 16 today, who's going to be 26 in 10 years. Who knows, right? So anyway, good stuff, guys.
Awesome.
And then just some stuff that I saw lately. I thought this was kind of cool. I don't know, Vinny, if you ever heard of this, or Dak. There's a Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color. Do you guys know that?
Yeah. That was in the I think they were in the stores. I think they were in the Tommy Hilfiger section of like the department stores, and I believe they were like display, I didn't know if they were. I didn't know they had a box or anything, but I've seen them before, like as actual items that you could play in the store.
That's crazy. Have you ever heard about this, Dak or Marcus?
No. So Vince, describe this to me. So is it an actual video game in the store that you could purchase?
It wasn't a thing, as far as what I heard about it. It was a console in the store, but it was like a Tommy Hilfiger version that you could just play. Like it'd be on a thing that you couldn't remove it from, and you could just play it in the Tommy Hilfiger section. But
There's like a little Tommy Hilfiger like logo, like a plastic logo in the middle. You can kind of see that in the. I didn't make it big enough, but I was just curious if you guys saw this. I could totally see with someone finding this at like a garage sale and flipping it for last sold $250 in like very fine CIB.
Wow.
So just kind of be on the lookout for that. I thought it was so random, but you know, kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
there's
I didn't realize they were for sale like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, $250, like only a few bids, but like I don't see them very often in on eBay. Marcus, have you heard about this Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color?
Absolutely not. I knew nothing about it.
I thought you were saying absolutely. Yeah, that used to threw me off a little bit.
I knew nothing about it.
So anyway, yeah, it goes for like 250 to 300 CIB, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Nostalgia hits, man.
This is from one of the listings on eBay. Tommy Hilfiger limited edition, only between 5,000 and 10,000 copies were sold / offered in Tommy Hilfiger stores, USA, Canada only, to customers meeting certain conditions. I don't know what that means, but
crazy.
To date, there are probably less than 30 new boxed consoles like this in the world.
That's a guess. That'd be that bullshit. They'd be like, there's only 30 of them out in the world. Then you go Storage Wars, like 600 of them, 700 of them hoes in the garage. The price just went down, bro. Like, man, don't try to put me together.
That's
only
right.
30 of them floating around, brand fucking new. Yeah, whatever. I don't believe that shit. Although I would buy one just because, these things are. You wouldn't been able to tell me a few years. You wouldn't even been able to tell me last year that the first generation iPod or the first generation iPhone would sell for $15,000. There's no way you would have told me that, and I believed you.
I know.
Just like what I used to have. Real talk. Remember when Microsoft had their version of the iPod? It was a Zoom player. Do you remember?
Yeah.
A Zoom player. I had one brand new, and I sat on it for so many years. I was selling it for like $200 or $300 at some point in time. But I have a strange feeling that Zoom player is going to be worth some money, and now I'm kicking myself in the ass because I should have just held on to it.
It will. It was like the tech that didn't.
Yeah.
I have a buddy who had the Zune, and we all made fun of him because he was the one who got the Zune, and everybody else got the iPod.
That's hilarious.
That was the thing. Here's the real question. Let's ask a real question. Do I send this off?
Vinny said sell it. I said send it off to get graded. That's just me, though.
Dak, what you think?
I think Ferd's right. I think you'd get it graded. I would grade that. I know what that is. Surprisingly, it's from Pokemon, right? It's the elephant. Mario.
Yeah. So
the packs.
It is number.
Is it numbered?
Yeah, it was numbered 590 of 1,000.
Yeah,
dude, that's his number. That's his jersey number, 590.
I feel like it's pretty rare actually to pull.
Yeah.
Because I saw somebody online. I think they opened like 10 packs. They didn't get one of those. I was like, oh damn, Marcus came up. He came up. So I gave you bad advice.
I'm lucky like that. Well, that's why I'm holding on to it. I think I'm gonna just get it graded and sit on it. I think that's one of them things that's actually gonna be a thing because the game is really like fucking good and taking off. Yeah. Like people love Super Mario Wonder. So I'm like, does it have Super Mario Brother 3 capabilities? Or, like you just kind of sit on it and Logitech player. I can't.
That's hilarious.
I cannot.
That's awesome.
Does it have that kind of pull? I mean, it's only 1,000 of these floating around. And Mario fans are rabid. So, who wouldn't want this card? I've seen it go for crazy money. I've seen no less than 700. No less than 700.
No.
This is what I'm thinking, Marcus. I don't know if you'd want to grade it and flip it or sell it right away or do the long-term game, because I don't know if it's, would it still be popular 5 years from now? Would this card still be popular 5 years from now?
I think that's with all cards and video games and things like that. They take a dip, right?
Yeah.
I think to Vinny, man, again, bro, I love you, bro. I know I talk a lot of shit about you, bro, but I swear to God, I believe you're a prophet. Like, I've been talking to Vinny, me and Vinny, prior to us even doing On the Radar, we would just talk, and he would be like, Marcus, man, I'm telling you, this video game shit is about to be a thing, bro. Just start quietly buying video games and putting them away. Just don't even, you'll thank me later. And in my mind, I'm like, Vinny,
like a big one.
Love you, Vinny, but yeah, bro, I'm not doing that shit, bro. Who's going to spend? Because at this time, it's like, you're looking at Zelda and just the old Zelda, 1,500 complete in box, maybe out the wrapper, but it's 1,500 for a Zelda. I'm not spending 1,500 for Zelda. Yeah. Then, like a year and a half later, Vinny sending me pictures of some shit that sold for $7,000 on, you know what I'm saying? Like a Zelda, the same Zelda that he said you should have bought at 1,500, or a Super Mario.
Just a box.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, So kicking myself in the ass for that, but I wised up. I said, okay, stuff like this, the Elephant Mario, you know what I'm saying? Which shout out to Ralph. Because Ralph was the one that put everybody in the chat on, like, hey, y'all need to, buy the game over here, get the card to see if you can get the card.
Mm-hmm. No, that was crazy. Yeah, I still have my pack somewhere. I haven't even opened it, but I don't know if I'm going to with those odds. I'm not sure.
I'm going to tell you, you should grade the pack.
Yeah, maybe. People are buying the packs.
I don't think everybody's grading pack. I think everybody's opening it trying to find the card. Yeah. But if you grade the pack, now we have the same Pokemon. Like, bro, it blows my mind that people grade packs, but I get it, because what you're grading is basically a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think about it. That first edition, like if I'd not opened the packs that I opened and got the cards that I got, I could have sold all 12 of those packs right now for like $10,000 a pack. Graded, whatever, $10,000 a pack. I'd be sitting on 120K. Instead, I'm still sitting on some money because, you got a first edition this, first edition that, $4,000 card here, $5,000 card there, $8,000 card here. But it's not like the dice roll of the lottery ticket where people thought, okay, I'm going to buy this pack and hopefully a Charizard is in there. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, yo?
This is Nick's, man. Nick's good people, man. I like his show.
Very enthusiastic. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good dude. He's from Texas too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, well then that's you. That's.
I'm just joking. Nick, what's up? How you doing?
Hopefully he's not from Houston, because Houston is the roachiest city in the.
Yes, Vinny sent that to me today. But roaches are gonna roach. Roaches are everywhere. If there's a nuclear bomb that takes out the whole fucking world, roaches would still be here.
I will say this though, there is a distinction after having lived in Florida and in Atlanta, that it's palmetto. Those palmetto bugs.
Oh my God!
Different. It's different because roaches come from trash and stuff, right? Like food and trash. But palmetto bugs, they can squish their bodies down to the size of a dime.
Let's not get it twisted. They're roaches, dude.
They're in the same family. But they can slide under your door. They come in from like when there's rain and stuff like that. It's not like dirt though. It's different.
And it's crazy. I live out here in the woods, right? And in Texas, the woods is like, you got cows and shit up the street. Like that's where I live. I live in the suburbs. So it's like cows and horses and and all of that. And then, you kind of go up the street and then you got suburb life where I live. These roaches that be out here are relentless. You step on a roach and it disappears and come back saying it's too legit to quit. It's not. They don't die. They multiply.
So that's the thing. The palmetto bugs also have armored bodies, so you can actually step on them. It
The
doesn't.
most fucking ugliest, horrendous things on the planet, dude.
And they fly. They can fly.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah,
Bro, if a palmetto,
they're massive. They're big.
Dude, there was one when I was in Florida. There was one this big sitting on my shelf, and I walked into my closet and just saw it on the top shelf, and I'm like, huh? And then it just started flying. It freaked me out.
Oh my
Freaked me out.
God.
Never
Fuck that.
Commander Cody, I'll be in Iowa February 15th at the University of Iowa. I will be more than happy, or I guess wherever the college is. I'll be there the day after Valentine's Day. You can show me all the cows and livestock that you have out there. I guarantee you ain't got shit on these longhorns down here in Texas. I promise you. These things is different. Cows, horses, all of that. Yeah. Wherever, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be in Iowa at the college. So yeah, let's link.
I love it. That was some fascinating stuff. Marcus, grade that damn card.
Grade it.
Absolutely. I just wanted to wait till we had a real podcast because we've been on break and holidays and all of that. Like, yo, do I grade it? What do everybody think?
I think I might have to change my tune.
Grade it.
Grade.
Changing your tune, Vinny?
Yeah.
You say grade it?
First I said take the $700. Now they're not selling for less than $750. So
I mean, he's up like 3,000 million %, right? So
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I bought. Yeah. So what happened was I thought that the cards had a guaranteed elephant in it. The way Ralph had put it in the chat, it was like, hey, you buy this and it's only 1,000 packs. I thought it was only 1,000 packs. I didn't know that it was just going to be scattered throughout wherever. So when I bought the packs, I was like, okay, cool. And then I went on YouTube and saw that there's multiple packs and people ain't getting the elephant. And I was like, holy shit. But then I was like, but I serve a God. Let me just activate my faith. And I opened up that first pack and didn't get a damn thing. But when I got to that second pack and I opened it up, because Ferd, I told you to open your pack. I was Ferd, open it.
You did.
Poor Ferd, man. We peer pressured him into opening that live. He was on the podcast and he was like, man, I bought this. I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to stash it away. I'm not going to open it. And everybody's in the chat like, open it. And then we're like, yeah, open it. And he was like,
yeah, dude, just do it, pussy. Just do it.
Oh, you got all of that. You got all of that day.
He changed his tune within like 30 seconds.
I was like, fuck it. All right, I'll do it.
I would have held my ground.
Oh, man, he opened it, and then the cards were coming, and it wasn't in there, and we were just like, all right, Ferd, it's been real.
Well, that sucks to be you. Yeah, exactly.
The Marcus gets one the next day.
I know. No video, nothing. Just shows us the damn card.
I just be like, hey, Ferd.
It's the name of the game, right? I sold the game actually for like $55. So
why?
I mean, I was happy.
You like the game? Speaking of video games, all right, y'all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. GTA 6. What are we thinking? How do we feel about it? Everybody has seen the trailer at this point. Are we excited about it?
That game doesn't come out till 2025, right?
2025, but you already know that they're gonna do the collector's edition. And I think they said, someone told me the collector's edition is gonna be like $1,000, but you're gonna get like all kind of crazy shit. Because the last time with the Grand Theft Auto, I got the collector's edition. I got the lockbox. It was a lockbox with a key. It had the game and a map and all that other shit in it, which I never should have opened. Should have just bought it, kept the collector's edition, and then bought the game outside of that. But I ended up buying the game like 4 more times just because I loved the game so much when I played it. So it's like, what are we thinking about it? How do we feel about, GTA 6?
Yeah, the question I have is, when was the last GTA released?
Fuck, I don't know.
When was it?
2013, 2015?
There's been a large gap between the last GTA and this one, right?
The way that
super large,
is that they keep doing the online
stuff. They see upgrading all that, and making money off that.
2013 is when they
did
10 years. Yeah.
So
10,
there's going to
12
be
years.
a lot of hype surrounding this new game. And I'm just of course, this is all speculation, but I think that there's going to be a whole new group of gamers that are going to want that game. And if it's really good, you're going to have, those special exclusives just go crazy. But it's how much do you want to pay to get into those exclusives, right? Is 1,000?
I'm down to pay the money, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've learned that these collectors exclusives tend to go for crazy money. And I'm gonna use what's the game that just came out that we talked about, but
Baldur's Gate 3.
yeah, it was under everybody's radar. Like, wasn't nobody trying to fuck with this game? And that, I mean, you could have bought it for $350, and now when it became Game
15.
of the Year, it's like it starts at $1,500, and you can't even find the collector's box anywhere.
Yeah, I talked about last week.
Deluxe, you can get the deluxe, but you can't get the collectors. Even with Elden Ring, I'm sorry. There was a collector's edition for Elden Ring. I think I got the one immediately under that one because the top one was sold out, and that goes for crazy money. Final Fantasy right now, the collector's going for crazy money. Like any of these things, it's something as simple as Kingdom Hearts. I have the Kingdom Hearts, the latest one, Kingdom Hearts 3, or whatever. It's one where it's the collector's edition, come with a pin and all this other shit. Had I not opened that, it could have made a little money on it. You know what I'm saying? But but you think about it, Disney characters.
Yeah, hold it. Yep.
Yeah, Disney characters, Sora with the Keyblade, and that's a whole thing, and it has its own culture. All of that is, nobody could have told us. Nobody saw the video game shit coming but Vinny, I believe. I ain't lying to you, because Vinny shit for a minute.
I jumped in 2020 is when I jumped in, and it really started taking off in 2019. So I just missed like when people were buying Super Mario Brothers for like $200 and Zelda for $250, and like the US NES versions by a year. But when I did get in, those were already spiking like crazy, thousands of dollars, and I was like, this is crazy. Like there wasn't even, in comics there's a gradual jump. You know what I mean? Like ASM whatever one from the 60s to now, now it's like thousands of dollars. But it's like the games people started collecting, and suddenly they were just so high, it didn't make any sense to me. So that's when I kind of started going after Japanese games and PlayStation, Xbox. It felt like I needed to move a little bit further away because it felt like it was already inflated. But so I wasn't, definitely not the first, but I was early enough where I had time to kind of get in and start reading about it. And I definitely have a lot of NES games and stuff like that too, but nowhere near what some of these other guys have.
Marcus, I'd 100% get in. Like I would pre-order it, but I don't think I would. Like I feel like if I was buying it secondary, like up to release or like maybe a little bit afterwards, I feel like I'd be paying too much money. Like I'd be paying Baldur's Gate 3 money, But like to answer your question, because I'm thinking you're like, so it comes out in 2025. You probably have the opportunity to pre-sell or pre-order it, right? Why not, man? $500. I don't know what's gonna come with, or like if it's gonna be like a huge ass box that you have to grade the whole box. That's my biggest thing with this collector stuff is like I'm sitting on a couple of collector boxes, but I gotta send them to CAS or VGA. I don't even VGA grades them because they're like this big. You know what I mean? So
I think collector's boxes are interesting too, because I think you're on the right track. A lot of people will go for that first release of a game, but they don't really think about the fact that the collector's edition came out on launch day as well, So that's also a first print. And a lot of times it's kind of like a harder first print to get. So I like those a lot. Yeah.
I'm down for it, Marcus, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just depends on what your initial budget is, right? So Vinny knows, I've always preached speculation in a budget-conscious fashion. So of course, those collector boxes are much more limited in quantity, right? They're going to be possibly 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever they release. And you're going to get also concurrently, you're going to get the first prints of the game at the same time. The first prints of the game will run you anywhere between, I don't know, 60 to 80 bucks, I guess.
Yep.
So you can buy 10 of those, right, for one of those collector boxes. Now, I mean, what are you looking at in 5 years' time? Are you looking at the prices for those just individual sealed games go up a little bit more than the collector's box, and therefore you can flip each game to make more money overall than just one collector's box? I don't know, right? But that's the way you might want to think, rather than spend like, $1,000 on one, put your eggs in one basket. That's what I'm saying. But again, there's also an upside to a collector's box as well, right? Because they're so rare. So,
Well, like for instance, great example. I got that Call of Duty Black Ops 4, the mystery box edition. The one is like the big ass mystery box. I mean, you have to look it up and see it, but it's a Black Ops 4 mystery box edition. I bought it for like $140, and I think right now, unopened, I mean, they're asking like I'm seeing places where they're asking like $4.99 for it, or $500 for it. But then the thing is, how to grade that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
You
big
gotta send it to Cass, or Vinny does VGA, or what's the other company that does it?
Doesn't CGC grade now? Videogame?
They don't do collector boxes though.
Not yet. That's the thing. They just they roll it out so slow.
Yeah, and you have to pay custom prices. So like depending on how big the box is and how oddly shaped it is, it can cost you like quite a bit. However, I mean, you're probably one of maybe 10 people are grading the collector's box. Other people are opening it up because there's a statue in it or something, right? So there's that kind
I've
of.
never opened it. I've never opened this box.
Yeah. Would you grade it, Marcus, or would you just sell it?
I definitely would grade it. I would grade it in a heartbeat. The outside is a little torn because just being in my house, kids moving it.
Yeah.
It's unopened, but it's like it has a little tear on the outside, like where you would slide the box, into the little outer shell or whatever. Yeah. And I'm sure you probably get dinged for that, but shit, I mean, I
think you'd be all right though, because like the fact that if there's not that many in the population that are graded, I mean, I think that's kind of what I've been seeing, because like I'll do a search for like a collector's box. Like actually, I was looking at now that you're talking about Grand Theft Auto, I was looking for the Grand Theft Auto Collector's Edition you were talking about, and I don't see any graded of that collector's edition. I don't know, there's like a population, and this is just eBay searching, right? But I feel like the fact that if you were to grade something that big and be that expensive and whatever, it might just be someone who wants to buy it because it is encased. And I'll show you guys a little I'll show you guys an example later in the show of what kind of whatever. But no, this is a great discussion, guys.
I've never seen a collector's box encased, or
you will today.
Oh, I haven't seen one. That's great. Yeah, I want to see it.
It's actually a console, but it's kind of the same concept. Because again, you have to have it custom like measured and whatnot. I'm going through that right now with something I'll show when I get it back, one of these shows or whatever. But anyway, yeah, no, good stuff, man. Marcus, I think I didn't think of, because it's not coming out for such a long time, and I have like these other ones in my kind of rear view mirror, like Final Fantasy VII. The second one's coming out. You can't even get the collector's edition; it's sold out. So that's a perfect example of what you're talking about, Marcus. The game comes out in February, and you can't even get the collector's edition anymore. So I kind of dropped the ball on that one, but
crazy.
It is what it is. And then just some other ones. Some other stuff I've just been kind of keeping under my watch or whatever. So Blade, the new Blade video game is coming out next year, but this PlayStation Blade CIB goes for like $1.25. I don't know. I haven't seen any CGC or VGA graded games of this, but from what I've from what I've read and from what I've heard around the street, like this isn't a very easy game to find. And the CIB for $1.25 for a PlayStation game is fairly priced.
It's not bad.
PlayStation 3, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but like this was like the last main Solid Snake story, correct? The one on PlayStation. He's like 70 in this game, right?
Yeah, he's old. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think of buying this for $30 sealed and grading it?
Yeah, I don't think that's
not a bad move.
Yeah, because you can get this for $30 sealed.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of like comic books, right? Like people collect the last of a series, the last issue, stuff like that. So I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea.
And I think just like because I remember this game came out like right after college for me, so I gotta think that kids that were like 16, because that's when I first played the Metal Gear game. That was probably their first Metal Gear game, and like Metal Gear still like I don't think it's hit like total nostalgia with like all over the place.
Not yet, but it will.
Right, and with the show kind of on a hiatus, like who knows? I think it's worth for $30 and getting it graded for 40. I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Is that signed by Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I was talking to Street Food in the I don't know why I have it right here.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Street Food goes, I want Mike Tyson punch.
Right, look at what Vinny did. I want Mike Tyson signed Punch Out game. Street Food. I have one. My boy was selling them. Wonder if he still has any. I'll find out. But here's Street Food. Suck a tit. Look right here.
Magic Johnson signed Fast Break. It was crazy. He was selling these. I was like, what?
Shit.
And they're Beckett witnessed and JSA witnessed.
Damn.
Vinny does that shit on purpose, y'all. Be clear. Vinny is.
I watched the last bullet that was shot at the assassination of Richard so and so. Oh, yeah.
Hold on. One
second. Bullet.
This Vinny. Here's the bullet right here. It came out of his ass.
1 second.
Let me take that Beeple Underwear and let me wipe it down with it.
So they know the story of Beeple then?
Y'all talking all that shit, but that Beeple Underwear, that's a thing. and I'm gonna go online and say this right now to our community. I know you guys are on, hiatus with this NFT stuff, but for the ones that are really into it, I would highly suggest you grab as many Nakamigos as you can. Nakamigos. Thank me later. I know. Me and Vinny talk about NFTs all the time, but listen, grab them Nakamigos. That's all I'm gonna say. This man just went and grabbed some underwear from Beeple and got signed. And you're crazy if you think this underwear is not finna go for $500.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I honestly don't doubt it. It's crazy though. That's
go for $500-$600.
Mm-hmm. That's for used underwear, man. That is.
I think that's numbered, right, Vinny, to like 250.
250.
So he didn't really walk around with 250 pairs of shitty ass drawers, bro. Like it's not real. But
it's not real. Yeah, it's just funny.
It's funny.
I mean, it's definitely shocking, but a part of me wants to take it to my framing shop and get them to do a like the double-sided frame where you can see
frame.
And have that and then have this sitting under it and just
they're like absolutely
I
not.
most definitely would do that shit.
I am 100% taking it to the framing shop. I want to see what
I want to see what they say.
I'm like, listen, guys, this will be a little out of the ordinary from what I normally bring you. What can you do with this? You know?
A pair of underwear.
You gotta take out your pocket too when you do it. Like,
and then you gotta break it down. You gotta break it down like this.
Yeah, I gotta take it out of my pocket.
It's a pair of underwear with fecal matter in it.
Pull it out from my pants.
Yeah. Make it look like that.
You hear me, Vinny? You gotta go in there and say, hey, it's a pair of underwear with fecal matter in it. That's how you gotta break it down. It's not shit. It's fecal matter.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, Nakamigos 0.17 I guess.
Yeah, Nakamigos is wild. Beeple is like really pushing it hard, and some alpha. Somebody put a Nakamigo sticker in front of Beeple when he was signing, and he signed the Nakamigo sticker.
That's pretty cool.
So,
And if you know Beeple, he don't sign shit that he's not attached to.
yeah, so I have a
He does
feeling.
not. So he did that, and nobody saw that. Otherwise, it would have made all kind of news. Beeple signed Nakamigos sticker. It would have just made news.
Yeah.
So being that, you know, Vinny or whoever was with Vinny saw that,
It was just me. My wife was sitting down. She was like, I'm not going to wait in this line. And I was just sitting there trying to get my stuff signed. So
that's cool, man.
I saw it. I did not take a video of it, but I did see it.
Marcus,
so all that to say, Nakamigos, buy some.
Yeah, let those who are viewers know where to get those Nakamigos.
Just OpenSea.
I would go off OpenSea right now. OpenSea is the best place to do it.
I'll put the link to the Nakamigos page on OpenSea.
Awesome.
Yeah, put it in the Discord too. I mean, if you guys, I think everyone here is on the Discord, but if you're not, let us know and I'll put the, you can DM me or I'll put the link in the in the chat. Before we get into the magazines, I want to thank Dak for coming through kind of last minute. You've been great as a contribution to the show. Marcus, good to see you, man. And the 12 live, thanks again for coming through. We're almost at 20. If you get 20, I'll give away the Injustice PS3 sealed. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends about the show. We're gonna try and do this every 2 weeks or so. But again, I appreciate everyone spending their time with us on a Tuesday. It's good times. Marcus, you were kind of my inspiration for this a long time ago when you called me about strategy guides, and I have been trying to slowly keep up on it. Whether that be like I got my hit it or nothing pile, or just like the tough ones to look out for, like at your local magazine store or what have you. But if you guys are interested in this strategy guide kind of market, Earthbound Scratch and Sniff. It's a scratch and sniff strategy guide. I know it's really weird, but it's going for $450 to $499 in very good, very fine grade. You can grade strategy guides at CGC. Takes a little bit of time, but just know that you can. But those are raw prices for that Earthbound Scratch and Sniff.
Wow.
Pokemon anything seems to do very well, but this Pokemon Emerald edition or Emerald version, sorry. There's a couple editions of it. The Primo one is the most common one, but there's a Game Boy Advance version as well that don't go for as much as this one particularly. I haven't seen any graded versions of this, but the ones that go for around $50 to $100, they're not in the greatest condition, like very good. So I think if you're like, I find strategy guides at like garage sales, maybe not these ones, but people don't really want to hold on to these, and they're loved. I mean, they're red, they're used, but if you can find one in really good condition, I think it's a good buy. And then last but not least, I thought of this just because the new Super Mario RPG came out and I was asked to get one from my nephew-in-law, I guess you'd call him. So Super Mario RPG just came out for the Switch. I think the Videogame CIB is a good buy to get out into also as well. I mean, but there are reprints of this, so watch out for that if you're looking for them on eBay. But yeah, I think there's going to be a little bit more focus on the new Super Mario RPG because the game just came out, and maybe dads are like, "Oh, I remember this game when I was a kid." I definitely remember this game when I was a kid, and it was not very popular around where I lived. People were like, "RPG, that's weird. Like, I don't want to play RPG. I want to play Super Mario." But the popularity of this game was like very high after it came out. What do you guys think of these picks?
Man, strategy guys are I still say right now, they're underserved. So if you can grab them at definitely at Books and More, all of those places, get them. If you can get them in great condition, grade them and hold on to them and watch it go up in price. It's going to do it.
Yeah, these are interesting. I'm still trying to figure out the strategy guide thing, but I do like the game picks. I think Pokemon Emerald for sure, but Earthbound is interesting. Earthbound is like a very sought after game that people look for. And then Super Mario RPG is kind of like the OG, before Paper Mario and stuff like that. So I think that's a really cool one too. Yeah.
Dak, what you think, man?
Yeah, I'm not, very familiar with RPG strategy guides, but what I can tell you is the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, RPG stuff, has blown up.
Cool.
The older stuff that came out in the 70s and 80s, just try to get just look on eBay. The ones that are like minty go for a lot of money.
That's cool.
So I these new RPGs with Pokemon and stuff, these are the new Dungeons and Dragons, so I like it. I like, if anyone, I mean, this is still a sort of like a untapped market. It's unsaturated. People don't know too much about it. As Vinny said, get in early. All right. So if you can find them, just go to your bookstores or wherever you can go to get these RPGs. Just do a quick search on eBay when you're there, and then, just grab them while you can, because I think it's going to be an emerging market.
I think high grade for sure. Like Marcus was saying, I think it's got to be probably look for the high grade stuff too. So
yeah, and do your little bit of research too, because a lot of guides have like the map included or like a poster. I've gone into half price books and found some pretty minty ones, and the sticker comes off really easily too, which is something else you should probably look into when you're buying these guys. But yeah, just something. I think it's, again, kind of like what Dak was saying. It's not. It's one of those markets that hasn't really been tapped. But I think completionists, right? Just like comic book collectors, we want to have like the first appearance, the second appearance, all that. I think completionists are like, I want to have Pokemon video game plus the strategy guide plus the figure. I think that kind of coincides with it as well. So
absolutely,
yeah,
100%.
All right, so Dak, I don't think you've ever seen. I don't know if you've watched our show before, but this is kind of like how we do our market report / just kind of the end of the segment. But this is called This or That. So what I do is I come out with, I'll do a search for like different price points, and then you kind of just say like, I'd pick this one over that one, or you're an idiot, what the hell are you doing, blah blah blah. So just kind of a little fun market report for us, getting more interactive. And the chat, we want to hear what you guys think too. So, oh, that is not Phil and Celestine. That is a Mega Man Legacy Collection Nintendo DS sealed game, $100, or you're talking about Magic the Gathering, Marcus. So 4th edition starter deck and 3-pack sealed. What would you guys go with?
Magic, probably.
Can I get some more information on the Mega Man? What is that really?
So Mega Man had, and shout out to Nemesis Prime. He had me kind of doing a dig.
Ferg, you about to mess up. See, Dak, you're doing it right, but for the normal person that only has $100, it's either or. It's not really a whole lot of information on this.
I mean, I can tell them what it is. I mean,
I know, but if we have $100, we not even see, because I'm not even digging to say, okay, give me more information about the Mega Man. It's like, you got $100. What is it? What do you think?
Okay, all right.
That's good. No information.
No information.
Okay. All right. Is that okay? So if I'm looking at it, is it sealed? That's a game for DS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a 40th anniversary DS game.
Okay, so it just came out.
Yeah, pretty recently. Yeah.
Nah, this came out probably a few years ago.
Okay, never mind. A few years ago.
Okay. And the 4th edition Magic came out when?
Gosh, 95, 96.
Yeah, I'd go with the 4th edition.
Yeah. Shivan Dragon, my favorite card of all time. All right. Next, you got $300. Which one are you going with, guys?
Pokemon. And that Sinister's first appearance looks really good, but I'm going.
Isn't that nuts though? It's going for $300 only. I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But for that book was heavily printed, right? That X-Men book was heavily printed. Everybody's got a copy of it in their collection. Yeah, sure, it's not a 9.8, but if you look hard enough, you can find 9.8 candidates anywhere. In any convention, you could find a 9.8 candidate. So if you're asking me, I'd go with the Pokemon.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
CIB 6.0. That's strong.
That's a
too.
CIB.
Yeah, and there were bids on this. That wasn't a buy it now. It was
You just
CIB
made it
bids.
really gross though, bro. Like CIB. Nah, I'm gonna stay with Pokemon. I'm gonna stay with it. I mean, I'm gonna
I
stay
still
with it.
think it's harder to get that
It
game
is.
at a 6.0, even CIB.
Yeah, and it just tells you how strong the Pokemon market is for Game Boys, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
6.0
CGC.
is considered very low for video game collectors. This is
Yeah.
trash.
What were you saying, Marcus?
I mean, you got Blastoise on the cover. I mean, it checks off all the boxes.
Yeah, it presents well too. I mean, it doesn't look like a 6.0. So anyway, Max, what's up, Max in City? Thanks for coming through, man.
I don't know about that.
Well, we've moved on.
1500. That vinyl's sealed, by the way.
Beatles, Pokemon. Jesus Christ. See, but I'm a music person.
Yeah,
So
I'm a
it's
music
hard.
person for the
Yeah,
Beatles.
I would. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. I definitely. I mean, it's the Beatles, bro. They transcend genre and time and space. It's the fucking Beatles.
And it's Apple, right?
Yeah.
I think that kind of that for me, nostalgia wise, like I go with the vinyl too, because like I now think of Apple as synonymous with Beatles because the whole collab and stuff. I know it's not, but that's just kind of my nostalgia. How about you, Dak? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd go with the Beatles. It's sealed. It's from when did they release this one? This was 1970.
It's promotional title that Apple or promote. It was a promotion by Apple.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would still go with the Beatles. I'd still go with the Beatles.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I'm not even really looking at this Pokemon is because it's not a PSA 10. It's whatever 10
CGC.
that is. What?
CGC.
Nah.
Yeah.
Even though CGC is great. Nah.
I think this is 1970.
Is
What,
it
the Beatles?
Yeah, is this a reprint? I don't think it's a reprint. Is this a reprint?
From what I read, it was an Apple promotional like vinyl that they gave out as a promotion.
Oh, like Apple, like as in
the computer.
Apple, Beatles are signed to Apple Records.
Yeah, no, that's the confusing thing, right?
Yeah, so it's an Apple promotional Let It Be. So this was a promotional copy probably given to radio.
Yeah.
And they never opened it, at a time when people were playing records.
Mm.
So they probably didn't held on to it. What?
Do you know how many copies? Is there any information?
No, I mean, I just looked. I just found it.
No, I don't think there's very many out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a pretty. It should be a rare item.
Definitely, I think it definitely is a rare item for sure. There are several bids on this too. Yeah, all these ones like have several bids. I didn't do like any buy it nows or anything like that. I kind of wanted something that would actually have some market, like I didn't dig and like see if there's only like 4 bidders or anything like that, but definitely.
Imagine you got that signed by Paul McCartney. That'd be wonderful.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, before he heads to the upper room.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying he's old. I mean,
Sure.
these guys are checking out of here like every day. So
there's only how many are left?
Just one. No,
Just Paul, right?
Two. Ringo's still.
Paul and
Ringo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last but not least, you guys were talking about graded consoles, special editions, whatever. How about a Metal Gear 3 PS3 85 grade for $5,000, or the Ahsoka lightsaber? That's VGA, by the way.
I know. I don't know. I'd keep my $5,000 to be honest, but
for both of them, I wouldn't even buy that shit. I'd save that $5,000 and man, for $5,000, I'd wipe my ass and throw them dollars in the wind before I buy one of those two things, bro. Like that's neither one of those, bro. You gotta shame yourself.
Oh,
bro.
sorry. Hey man, I just pick a better one.
Nah, but if I had to, I guess I'd get the Metal Gear Solid 3.
I'm going Metal Gear, man. Hell yeah.
I'm not buying I'm wiping my ass with the money and throwing it in the air and turn around and see what crackhead is gonna pick up a shitty dollar. Like, you know, like it's just not gonna do it, bro. Like I'm saving my money, bro. No, I'm sorry.
Is that signed? The lightsaber signed?
Yes, but
I don't think so. It's just like
it
authenticated.
looked like it's signed.
I think it's just like a
Signed by like the manufacturer. Or
yeah,
something.
yeah. You know, everyone wants to like put their shit on stuff.
And that's $5,000. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I that's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at Metal Gear 3 PS3 85 grades, completely sealed. Yeah, I'll probably put it on that if I had to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do lightsaber.
Well, that's our show, man. 2 hours. Good stuff, guys.
Man, this was a
Fucking
great
Marcus.
show, bro. Phenomenal fucking show. I wouldn't wipe it. Resident Evil 3 graded.
No, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 3. That's even worse.
What?
I love Snake, but Jesus Christ.
So I picked that one because I mean it's funny you mentioned it, right? And you were talking about, but that's the like potential of what we were.
That's not $5,000 potential, bro.
Well, no, I'm saying that's the potential if you're to grade like a collector's edition or like a console. Like that's what the market's saying. It's obviously pretty early to be grading consoles.
You don't make the rules. You're just putting up what you see. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like in this climate, $5,000 for an Ahsoka like
Sure, yeah, crazy, right?
Or Resident Evil. I mean, a Metal Gear Solid 3.
It's crazy though, man. People are bidding for it, and those sales were like a week ago.
No.
All I can tell you guys right now, anything Star Wars, I wouldn't spend a lot of money on.
Oh
that part.
Yeah.
That part right there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy dick at Star Wars right now, bro. I'm not lying. I don't care if it's Luke Skywalker draws that he wore in the actual movie from 1977 that got shit stains in it. I don't care. I will not buy that shit. Oh, these Luke Skywalker draws. This the fake hand that got chopped off in the movie. You know.
But you say yes to the Beeple draws?
I would say yes to the Beeple draws.
I like it.
I thought he froze for a second. No, he just I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad you came to the show.
Bro, swear to God, like I'd buy the Beeple draws in a minute. Listen, it's the future. I'm trying to tell y'all, we living in the future. The future is coming, and you know, you see comics on the decline, and you know, I'm not saying that comic books are going away. They're not going to go away. They're soft right now, and you know, everything has a cycle. So right now, you know, like even right now, if you're heavy into crypto, man, all this bonk and all this other shit is going crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
What Marcus said, he wouldn't overpay for sweaty Tatooine. Absolutely. I don't know, nut juice. I don't know about this.
That's so specific to the juice.
I mean, Tatooine nut juice. Who's a Tatooine? Like, what is a Tatooine? Is that like Jabba the Hutt?
That's the planet, right?
I seen a video of Jabba the Hutt twerking.
Han Solo met Obi-Wan for the first time. I think that was where the bar is, whatever it's called, right?
Mos Eisley Sports.
Most Eisley, that's it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, nah. Tatooine nut juice. Yeah.
Fedora, you're right on time, bro. Don't even worry about it. Or Fedora, you're right on time. Goddamn devil. Yeah.
I'm late on the chat. No, you're not late.
No.
We're just talking
Vinny,
about
Fedora sent you that Metal Gear autograph, Kenji Jojima or whatever his name is, in the Discord. But he won your opinion on it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
wait, he wants my opinion or he wants me to buy it?
Maybe both. I don't know. I don't know.
You want to buy it?
He's like, Fedora's hilarious. He'll send me something. He's like, you should buy this.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
I'm like,
if he wants my opinion, that's my opinion. But be careful sending me links. I might buy it.
Yeah, it's just pictures of stuff that he wanted your opinion on. I think
that's when you know people got too much fucking money. Be careful, don't send me no links. I might buy it. Bro, just money. You know, he done closed on some deals, and he's sitting on extra bread, and you know, it's like I can't get this. I can't get my Hebrew Brantley shoes. I can't get none of my other shit, but he can go and send a link, and you know, I'm gonna send a link.
Are these for sale? I don't think they're for sale. It looks like they're.
What are you looking at?
The pictures he sent in the Discord, but bro, Shigeru Miyamoto, like this signed, what is this, Nintendo DS? That's crazy. Like Miyamoto is impossible.
Why are you trying to act like you're so cultured and you know how to say this man's name, Shigeru Miyamoto?
Metal Gear sign. Like
it's in the Discord.
Wait a minute, I thought the guy from Metal Gear was like Hideo Kojima, whatever.
Kojima, yeah.
That's the
Your
Metal
mama.
Gear dude.
You said my mama? What you say about my mama?
No, this is crazy. Yeah, I mean,
it's
you have an opportunity to get it, you should get it. I think that's great, but
if you send Vinny the link, just include your address so he can get it shipped to you. Bullshit. If Vinny buys it, it's going to that seat. Let me tell you something about Vinny, and we can go. Vinny called me one day and he's like, "Hey bro, I'm in my secret spot." I was like, "What spot is this?" It's like some sort of spot away from his house where he houses like all of his like important shit. And I'll be like, "Vinny, what's the address to it?" He hung up in my face.
Yeah, that's true. He's right.
That's a true story. And I said, "Vinny, what's the address?" I said, "Vinny, what's the address?"
he just cut out.
That was what happened. You know what I'm saying? Vinny got shit, bro. Vinny has a bunch of shit, bro.
I love
like
it.
I try to keep. I got a lot of shit. Vinny has a lot of incredible shit.
Oh, Vinny all the time. He can open up a museum.
I swear to God, he could, bro.
Yeah,
he can open up a fucking museum, bro.
He's got so many beautiful, like amazing, rare stuff, and just crazy.
Yeah, where he hides it from his wife in case.
That's good stuff.
Where he hides it from his wife.
I love it.
Bro, she ain't leaving him. She ain't leaving Vinny. She know what time it is. She ain't leaving Vinny. She got Vinny nuts on a jar up above in the closet.
Oh man.
Amongst his people draws. Right?
I know.
Yeah.
I thought this was funny too, guys. By the way, guys,
I thought he was gonna bust out another pair.
No, but this is
I was about to say, and here's Beeple's dick. And I just it just looked like he's about to pull something else out.
That was a wristband from the party. Don't be naughty with like Sam Brankman-Fried.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I love it.
Well, cool guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining today. This was fun. Dak, we'll have to have you on another time whenever you want to come through, man. It was good having you.
Appreciate Ferd for inviting me. It was fun. Really fun.
Good stuff. And the chat was awesome today. Great questions, good insights, and we had some good pivots too. I learned a lot today, which is why I love doing the show, man. Y'all have a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever.
All
that stuff. Hope y'all have a great time. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday. Y'all stay safe. We're going to do the ending that I took so many hours to prepare. Y'all have a good night. Where's that?